To put self-interest in second place and the interest of humanity first, fortune, prosperity, and dignity will befall on you, as long as you uphold the virtue of your profession to the purest. Because humans have to endure sufferings from illnesses, including life-threatening ones, public health challenges become a main concern for the society, especially when it comes to a pandemic that takes away lives of many in a rapid and unprecedented manner across the globe. Despite such situation, there are groups of people in parts of the world who continue to dedicate their lives to fight against these emerging diseases for the better lives of humanity. These are medical and public health personnel who spend their tireless hours conducting studies, researches, and tests to discover ways and procedures for treatment and medicine to aid, protect, and treat the sick. Prince Mahidol Award is conferred annually on individuals or institutions for outstanding and exemplary contributions to the benefits of humanity in the fields of medicine and public health. Each award consists of a medal, a certificate, and a cash prize. Since the establishment of the award in 1992 up to 2021, 90 individuals, groups of individuals, and institutions have been awarded. To honor His Royal Highness Prince Mahidol of Songkhla and to commemorate the centenary anniversary of his birth on January 1, 1992, His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej graciously granted the royal permission to establish the Prince Mahidol Award. The award is administered by the Prince Mahidol Award Foundation under the royal patronage and chaired by Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn. His Royal Highness Prince Mahidol of Songkhla was the son of His Majesty King Chulalongkorn and Her Majesty Queen Sawangwattana. He was born on January 1, 1892, and was also the father of two benevolent kings of Chakri dynasty, His Majesty King Anantamahidol and His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej. He is also the paternal grandfather of the present His Majesty King Mahawachiralongkorn Phra Wachiraklau Chao Yu Hua. His Royal Highness Prince Mahidol of Songkhla performed his numerous royal duties, large and small, well to help develop the Thai nation in many aspects. He dedicated his whole life for national development in many areas, including medicine and public health, building their strong foundations for advancement to be on par with modern nations today. This great benevolence earned him the title Father of Modern Medicine and Public Health of Thailand. For Prince Mahidol Award 2020, in the field of medicine, Professor Dr. Valentin Fuster, Director, Mount Sinai Heart and Physician-in-Chief of the Mount Sinai Hospital, New York, United States of America, was awarded for his work in studying the roles of platelets that account for coronary artery occlusion and the benefit of antiplatelet drugs in preventing the occlusion of the bypass vessels after coronary artery bypass graft or CABG operation. The explicit knowledge from his studies leads to the development of drug-eluting coronary stent. His research works not only have reduced the rate of illness, they have also saved many lives of coronary artery disease patients around the world. In the field of public health, the award is conferred to Dr. Bernard Pico, founder and executive director, Drugs for Neglected Diseases Initiative, or DNDI, to develop safe and effective drugs, reducing the death rate and improving quality of life of millions of people. Under the lead by Dr. Pico, the DNDI has scaled up to an international, not-for-profit research and development organization that has attracted a diverse range of alliances from public and private sectors. To date, DNDI delivers 8 effective treatments for neglected diseases, including malaria, sleeping sickness, visceral leishmaniasis, and Chagas disease. Dr. Pico has collaborated with researchers, scientists, and developmental affiliations to initiate and manage many research projects across the globe, especially in Africa and Latin America. Up till now, DNDI has delivered new treatments to save countless numbers of neglected patients and improve their quality of lives. For the year 2021, in the field of medicine, Professor Dr. Katalin Gorico, Professor Dr. Drew Weissman, and Professor Dr. Peter Kallis. Professor Dr. Gorico and Professor Dr. Weissman have been working side by side in developing messenger RNA or mRNA technology and its applications in medicine. In 2006, they discovered that modification of nucleosides in mRNA could reduce cellular reactions toward foreign RNA. This was an important step in the utilization of mRNA technology. This and subsequent studies of Professor Dr. Gorico and Professor Dr. Weissman have led to the use of pseudouridine in mRNA production and invention of purification method for pseudouridine containing mRNA. These are the critical basis for the mRNA vaccine development leading to COVID-19 mRNA vaccine to help save millions of lives and become an important tool for the control of COVID-19 pandemic around the world. Professor Dr. Kallis is a pioneer in lipid nanoparticles with ionizable cationic lipid, which have been used for various applications in medicine, such as delivering anti-cancer drugs to cancer tissues without causing too much toxicity in normal tissues. The lipid nanoparticles are not toxic to cells in pH-neutral environment, but when they are taken up by cells into endosomes, the acidic pH in endosome turns the neutral lipid into positively charged lipid. This membrane fusion delivers the content of the lipid nanoparticles into cytoplasm of the cells. This technique has been successfully employed to develop the delivery system of mRNA vaccines. The achievement of Professor Dr. Kallis not only made COVID-19 mRNA vaccines possible, but has also created a way to safely deliver nucleic acid into cells, which open up possibilities for various applications of nucleic acid technology for prevention and treatment of many diseases in the future. On Thursday, January the 27th, 2022, at Chakri Throne Hall in the Grand Palace, Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn, as representative of His Majesty the King, confers the Prince Mahidol Award for the year 2020 in the field of medicine to Professor Dr. Valentin Fuster, and in the field of public health to Dr. Bernard Pico. And the Prince Mahidol Award for the year 2021 in the field of medicine to Professor Dr. Katalin Gorico, Professor Dr. Drew Weissman, and Professor Dr. Peter Kallis. The award ceremony was broadcast live by Channel 9 MCOT HD, with signal relayed to other media channels.
ในพิธีพระราชทานรางวัลสมเด็จเจ้าฟ้ามหิดลประจำปีพุทธศักราช 2563
Following the award ceremony, Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn graciously granted an audience for the laureates and spouses at Sammut Thevarat Upabat Hall.
I feel very honored to receive this award. It's a very important award for all of us. And most importantly, it's an award from Prince Mahidol, who really was a role model for the world. And I wish that those of us who receive the award can follow the same line of thought that he had, and that is to work into what we do to help humanity. And I think I feel very proud to be part of this line. My research has been very much related to blood clots in the main arteries, heart attacks, and strokes. And more recently, we have been working on the risk factors.
Savali Cap, I'm very honored to receive the Prince Mahidol Award, and I'm very attached to this country, Thailand, where I started during the 80s my career as a medical doctor. So I spent 2 years in Thailand, the beginning of my professional life, working a lot on malaria, tuberculosis. And at that time I was with Dr. Without Borders, MSF. I spent 20 years with MSF. But we were confronted as doctors to very difficult situation, because in front of diseases that are very severe, very frequent in many countries, we were not capable to offer good quality drugs, effective drugs, safe drugs. And so we decided in 2003 to create a new initiative called Drug for Neglected Disease Initiative.
So I am deeply honored. I am humbled to receive this award. I have never been in this country, and this is the first time, and so it is a wonderful experience. When we visited the Prince Mahidol Museum, it had a great effect on me, understanding that he was doing all of this work and bring the latest medicine here 100 years ago. And today I visited the hospital, and then I've experienced that they had the latest technology, and so this is a great experience for me.
I'm also highly honored to receive this award. I've been doing research in Thailand for 35 years. I currently work with the Chula VRC. We made a Thai COVID-19 mRNA vaccine that's in phase 3 clinical trials, is being produced in Thailand, and will soon be distributed to the people of Thailand and 7 surrounding countries.
Yeah, it's an amazing honor. And that was really brought home to me yesterday when we were in the hospital and we saw this museum at Prince Mahidol Museum, and there's a couple of things. I mean, one was the amount that he managed to do in his very short life. He died quite early. The other was there was a wall where there was previous recipients of the Prince Mahidol Prize, and it's to be placed in that constellation of really amazing people. Yeah, it's incredible.
During their visit to Thailand, the laureates had opportunities to lay wreaths to pay respect to Prince Mahidol of Songkhla at his statue in Sirirat Hospital, to be invited as special guest lecturers to address their research works and achievements to Thai medical and public health personnel, and to share their experiences and views at the Prince Mahidol Award Conference 2022 or PMAC 2022.
RNA will be not inflammatory, and that would be feasible using in vivo, in animals and others. And Drew was doing more research in vaccine direction and discovered that this type of RNA is also better for vaccine.
Okay. The spike protein of coronavirus was known for 30 years to be the important antigen, the important gene to put in a vaccine. The unknown was how to stabilize it. So that's work that Barney Graham worked on, which is putting the antigen in a form that makes a protective response. So what Moderna and Pfizer did is they used a stabilized version of spike, and it worked well. I actually made a vaccine in Thailand with the Chulalongkorn VRC. We used an unstabilized version. It actually works better. So it really comes down to being an unknown.
The part that's fascinating me at the moment is can we get these things to other places in the body following intravenous injection? And so, for example, if we can get to bone marrow, then sickle cell anemia and various leukemias, we can see ways of tackling those. get things to the lung, and cystic fibrosis and many other lung-oriented diseases get to the brain, and boy, that's where it gets really interesting. There's all.
Moreover, the laureates were taken on a tour around the facilities of Sirirat Hospital. They also paid a courtesy call on Mr. Anutin Chanvirakul, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Health, as representative of the Prime Minister at Pakdi Badin Building in the Government House. The great achievements of all laureates of the Prince Mahidol Award are commendable and exemplary of the works for the global community at large. They form guidelines for future studies and researchers to make new discoveries on medicine and public health, providing tremendous benefits to healthcare development for humanity in the years to come.